Sorry, but it's gonna be NBA 2K19. But I'm your host, Sully's MLG, aka Hard Luck, and I'm with P4 Skywalker, aka Critica 2D, where we talk about stuff. I guess just any stuff, basically.
Just call me KRT
Okay.
D1 because no D.
Bro, you're gonna laugh when you see how good his team is compared to mine. Don't laugh too hard, but yeah.
Oh, you got Giannis.
Alright.
You just got Giannis. That was Giannis. You just got that.
Okay, but anyway, so I think we're gonna talk about this year's free agency at first. One thing I'd like to talk about is how many goddamn duos we have now in the NBA. Dude, first off, we have KD and Kyrie to the Nets, the Kawhi and Paul George to the Clippers, AD and LeBron to the Lakers, D'Angelo Russell and Curry on the Warriors, and Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons on the Sixers, like always. And yeah, it's just crazy. It's just been a crazy offseason when you think about it.
Yeah, so many duos.
I know. Another thing that shocked me, I didn't think that this was going to happen, but Kemba Walker switched teams because Michael Jordan is a cheap fuck. I mean, yeah, Michael Jordan is the GOAT, of course. I mean, he's the GOAT, obviously. But as an owner, he's just trash, you know? Like, he's not the best owner. Like, for real, he did give Kemba the Supermax. That's why he led to the Celtics. And, I mean, and then he pays Terry Rozier like a 3-year, $50 million contract, I think. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
That was an awful contract for a fucking bench player who had his best numbers in the 2018 playoffs when he was against a fucking Cavs team led by LeBron, and he still was able to beat them in the conference finals.
Yep.
And
yeah, he was right about that, man.
But yeah,
I
mean,
fucking duos.
pays a fucking doesn't give Kemba the Supermax, which he's deserve of. But turns around and gives Terry Rozier a freaking 3-year, $50 million contract.
Yeah, that
and another move that shocked me is that Al Horford declined his player option. I did not see that, but then he goes and they signed a 4-year, $116 million deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. That was insane. Dude, who's going to guard Embiid now in the East? Literally, Al Horford's on the same team as Embiid. Who's going to guard him now? Who's going to be the Embiid stopper now? Giannis? Giannis could stop Embiid, but that's about it. I mean, sure, you do have, what's his name? You do have KD, but he ain't coming back till fucking 2021, so that's not an option.
Yeah, it's fucking injury, man. Feel sad for KD, man.
And then
You're
you
not
have
even calling the snake anymore,
someone
man.
else. Someone else is injured in the East. I forgot.
Klay Thompson.
No, Klay Thompson's in the West. Klay Thompson's in the West too, dude. I remember watching that game, bro. Just watching him hobble back on. Kawhi Leonard isn't in the.
I'm gonna say this to you. Did Klay Thompson got injured?
Yeah. Ooh, that was nice. Okay, I know.
Yeah.
It's a live gameplay. Okay, But yeah.
So, did Klay Thompson got injured or?
Yeah. Kawhi's on the Clippers.
What happened? How did he got injured?
He tore his ACL. But yeah, Kawhi's on the Clippers now, so he ain't gonna stop Joel.
Oh damn.
Ben Simmons is on the same team as him.
Yeah.
And there's really no one to guard him. But Jimmy Butler, I don't think he'll be able to guard him. I think maybe, I don't know. There's really no one to guard Embiid now. Maybe Giannis or Butler. That's probably the only two that's coming up to mind. Really the only two that's coming up to mind. Bro, but let's talk about I want to talk about this trade in particular. Lonzo Ball, the Pelicans trade AD to the Lakers for Lonzo Ball not Kyle Kuzma. I was kidding. Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and I think it was 3 or 4 first-round picks. I think the Lakers lost this trade. You guys might not agree with me, or you might not agree with me, P4. But I think that the Lakers lost this trade, and here's why. AD might not.
Trade.
AD
Okay,
is on.
Say this.
Hold up, let me finish talking.
No.
AD is on a 1-year contract. Okay, AD is on a 1-year contract. He might or might not re-sign. And not only that, and DeMarcus Cousins is injured too, so yeah. But not only, okay, that was getting sidetracked. But then the Pelicans dude, first off, they got Zion and Lonzo Ball, plus Brandon Ingram, who could be a solid wing player. You got Zion, who might be a fucking beast. You got Lonzo, who probably can develop into a star. So overall, I think that the Pelicans won the trade. What do you think about you, P4? You think the Lakers or Pelicans won the trade?
I think they can win this trade. The Lakers are seriously gonna win the trade, and because they got much potential, man. Also,
I mean, they do have potential, but I mean, they did trade away half their young players. They only have Kuzma now.
Yeah, I mean, bro, if I was them, I'd fucking.
They only have Kuzma and Talon Horton Tucker.
Stupid. They're so stupid because who the fuck trades out Lonzo Ball? He's actually a great player.
Lonzo Ball dude, I shit you not. Come back to this podcast 3 years. So in 2022, come back to this podcast. Say right now, Lonzo Ball will average 23 points. 7 rebounds, and 9 assists. I'm calling it right now. And then they will beat the Lakers in the conference finals in 2021. That's just my prediction.
Oh, shit.
Come back to this podcast. Let's see it. I think another subject that we're going to talk about is how good the Warriors are going to do. Now, obviously, we all know that KD left them. KD and DeMarcus Cousins left. Clay's injured for probably half this season. He won't return till like February or March. And it's going to be tough. I mean, we'll see how D'Angelo Russell and Curry match up together. I might think that Curry might win the MVP, and here's why. I might be stealing this from Rusty Buckets, but hear this. I really do think that Curry has a good chance of winning the MVP. Because he doesn't have Durant or DeMarcus Cousins in there, so he's going to be the first scorer. He's probably going to have D'Angelo Russell being the shooting guard, or he's going to come off the bench, and that's not going to be good. So, like I said, I think Curry might win MVP. I think that he's going to put up averages of 33 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists.
Now, Curry is a good player. He's actually one of the best players, and I always play with him every fucking time. But the thing is, they lost by the Raptors. Now, oh shit, that was actually clean. They just like fucked up the I can't even fucking hear. Holy shit. Nice one. But oh my god. He's fucking up, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright. Now they fucked up because they could have won that. Well, probably they could have.
They could have won that if KD didn't get injured.
If KD or Klay Thompson would have been not injured. But, yeah. It's fucked up because how in the fuck a lot of people boo on KD when he got injured, and it's so fucked up, I'm being honest. It's crazy. imagine you let players sacrifice your team and just give out like that. You know?
Yeah,
Just
I agree.
think about that.
But the thing is, I gotta admit that the Raptors were just amazing. They came back from a 2-0 lead in the conference finals. I do think that if the Bucks would have beat the Raptors, there's no doubt in my mind that the Bucks would have won the championship. And not only that, but hold up, sidetracked. Let's just admit, Kawhi Leonard became the greatest Raptor in only 1 year, literally. But yeah, I think that Milwaukee had a good chance on beating the Raptors. First off, they had a 2-0 lead. And then they were going back to home, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't remember watching the series. It was the same day as the draft lottery, so I think they were going back to home. But then the Raptors just won 4 straight games. They could have won 2 of those games. Because all those games were coming from, 5 points or less. And not only that, but they could have just done overall better.
Yep, you was right about that.
Okay, next thing I want to talk about here is the free agency. This year's free agency again. But I want to talk about the Clippers. Clippers are in a very good situation. They have 3 of the best defenders in the league. Patrick Beverley, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. They're probably going to be the best defensive team in the league. They have the 2 best two-way players in the league. They have the 2 best bench players in the league, Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams. Hold up, I just want to say, bored man gets paid. But either way, I just want to say that it's just crazy that the Clippers signed Kawhi. That was always a possibility, but no one thought about it. I thought that he was going to go to the Clippers because he might have stayed in Toronto if they would have won, and they did win. So I thought that he was going to stay in Toronto. But he shocked everybody and went to the Clippers. And then after that, literally after 3 minutes after that, Paul George gets traded there. That's insane. But I'm not going to lie, the Clippers are my new favorite to win the championship this year.
Yeah.
I also want to talk on this real quick. I don't even know what the fuck her name is, but this WNBA player is literally fucking pissing me off of what she said to Jeremy Lin. She literally said it's too hard to feel bad for Jeremy Lin. Why? Is it because he makes tens of millions of dollars and he plays the sport that he loves and he can't get any fucking offers from this free agency because nobody wants to offer it? Oh my god, he won a championship though. Yeah, he won a championship though, but Patrick McCaw and Chris Boucher are not even on the team anymore, and they won a championship, and they won a championship too. It's just sad that fucking it has to be like this, you know? It really does. I feel like that WNBA players are just mad because NBA players get paid more. Literally, a WNBA player literally said, and I quote, she said that it's nice to get $154 million. Yeah, it is, because you know why? Because the NBA generates $5 billion a year, and you guys over there in your industry only generate $50 million a year. LeBron James is making more money than your whole entire company.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why he has a $154 million deal, and that's why you don't, and that's why you're struggling. So stop complaining, bro. For real, stop.
Yep.
Or how about you just combine the male and female sports together? But no, they don't want to do that because they know that they'll get destroyed by LeBron. Because let's be honest, if any NBA players can't guard LeBron, you really think that any WNBA players are going to guard LeBron? Fucking 6'8", 260 pounds. You really think anybody's going to guard that? Besides Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and Pat Bev, maybe. Basically, the whole Clippers team is basically the only teams that's basically going to be able to guard LeBron.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, do you really think that that they can guard LeBron, or they can defend Steph, or they can defend KD even, or hell, maybe they can't. They probably can't even guard freaking Patrick McCaw. I know that's being generous, bro. That's literally being generous. Patrick McCaw could drop like 23 points on them. And I'm not even saying, and I'm not even joking. Like, that's true.
Yeah, you're not even joking, man. That's crazy.
Now, you guys can call me sexist all you want, but what I'm saying is facts. For real. Be real. Do you think that any WNBA player can guard LeBron? Okay. Let's get this straight. Imagine this. This could be the teams right here. LeBron, me, P4, and 2 other random guys. We could probably beat the whole entire WNBA All-Star team by at least 30 points. Yeah, I will respect that. Yeah, it does take a lot of work to get into any basketball or sports league, of course. But stop complaining about the money, dude. Your fucking LeBron James makes more money than your company. That's literally why you can't. That's why you guys can't get a $154 million contract. What do you like to say now, P4?
Now that's actually fucked up right there, because yeah, they make more money than the fucking what's the name, but
WNBA.
Yeah, man. Nah, I really want to talk about WWE. I mean, not WWE. Fucking NBA 2K training. Now, I hope they don't fuck it up this year because, you know, oh shit.
Cause you know what?
Yeah, so I hope they don't fuck it up this year. I hope the mechanics, the dribbling is all good and all right. But, they adding women to the game. Now, this is going to be really lit because, you know, woman in the NBA is, like, actually good. Oh, shit. Fuck. What the fuck, man? Like, something is wrong with my mic, man.
Nothing's wrong with your mic. We can hear you perfectly fine.
Really? Nah, because, like, every time it keeps on showing this red light on my fucking camera. I don't know, it's probably fucking something. But yeah, man. And I hope everything is alright.
I'm gonna say this, but NBA 2K19 compared to like the past 2Ks was pretty good. Like, they weren't great. Yeah. Of course they weren't great, but they weren't bad either. Like, they were kind of bad, but they were pretty, dude. Especially from coming off the worst 2K of all time, the 2 worst 2Ks of all time, 2K17 and 2K18. We all thought that this game was going to be even more trash.
2K, in my opinion, is 16 and 15.
The best 2K, in my opinion, is 2K11. They just got everything right with that game, you know? They just got everything right, literally. The soundtrack was perfect. I know that is... Okay, we're going to talk about soundtracks now. We went from discussing 2K to soundtracks. I'm not even going to lie. For how bad 2K18 was as a fucking game, they actually had a pretty good soundtrack. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
They had Lil Uzi, no, I know what I want. They had Mace. They had Anderson .Paak. What was it? Am I Wrong? I keep on forgetting that song. I literally just played it like 3 minutes ago.
I don't know what's in there, but like legit.
Yeah.
I don't know who was in there, but I think in 2K18 it was Shooting Stars or something. I don't know.
No.
But I like that song. I like it. Yeah.
Also, can we just take a moment to R.I.P. the Raptors and Thunder. The Thunder traded away Westbrook, PG-13, Jeremy Grant. That's three. That's
Jeremy Grant,
good
what
players.
the fuck? Who is that?
That's three good players. Jeremy Grant is a good 3-and-D player. He could obviously work as like any other player. He could get you some steals, some blocks, some 3-point shots. But another thing that's good about him is that he could like spread the ball, you know? Like he's just all like a one-of-a-kind power forward. And then they trade Westbrook to the Rockets. That actually might be a pretty bad fit in the playoffs. Because they have two ball dominant point guards who love to shoot reckless shots. Basically, Westbrook doesn't have a 3-point shot. James Harden has basically everything. And yes, I know that they played with each other in 2012 when they made the finals against LeBron and the Heat. You think that? Yeah, they did play with each other, but that's before James Harden became an MVP and before Russell Westbrook became an MVP. And that's when KD was probably the most respected player in the NBA. And like I said, I mean, we should play I know this is off the podcast, but we should play All-Star Team Up after this. Just to get like a better. Okay, but yeah. Anyways, what I want to say is that what was I on again? I forgot. Oh yeah, Westbrook and Harden. But like I said, I mean, we did get proved wrong with CP3 and James Harden when CP3 was traded there 2 years ago, because they were both ball dominant point guards and they literally almost beat the Warriors. But Chris Paul and that damn hamstring. But yeah, I mean, they could probably. I feel like that they could be like a second seed. No, not a second seed. Probably the third seed behind the Clippers and Lakers. And then the Warriors would follow somewhere behind that. Okay, now I want to do something. This is what I want to do P4. We're gonna rank our teams, from the bottom team, so like the worst team to the best team. Let's go. You want to start first because I've been talking a lot. Who do you think is going to be the worst team in this year's Who do you think is going to be the worst team in the NBA this year?
The worst team in the NBA? I will say, right now, the Warriors.
Can I put the Warriors as the worst team in the NBA?
Like, no, not now, like...
I mean, like, the worst teams, like I'm talking about, like, the Grizzlies or the Suns bad.
Those,
yeah.
I don't know what is the worst team, but, I think the worst team right now is the Chicago Bulls. They don't have nobody. Really. And all they got is like Kevin Love and fucking all of them and shit.
Kevin Love isn't on the Bulls. He's on the Cavs.
Wait,
so you think that the Bulls are going to be the worst team? Okay, that's kind of believable. I think that
It's gonna be really the worst team because like nobody's not there.
I think the worst team in the NBA is going to be the Grizzlies. It's going to be the Grizzlies.
Alright, why?
The Grizzlies. I mean, yes, they do have Ja Morant, of course. Ja Morant's a beast. We all know that. But outside of Ja Morant, they're not that good. They have veterans who have nothing left to prove, or young players who haven't proved anything. Josh Jackson and Andre Iguodala are good examples of that. Andre Iguodala literally has nothing left to prove. He won 3 championships with the Warriors. He has nothing to prove at all, literally. And Josh Jackson hasn't proved anything in his career, other than he's probably going to be a bust unless if he turns things around. The second worst team, the 29th team, it's probably going to be the Phoenix Suns. Because yes, they do have Devin Booker, but if they don't get at least over 35 wins, I can see Devin Booker demanding a trade. I really can. Because he's been fed up with this team. He scored 70 points and still lost. I mean, that was to the Celtics, but still. He put up 70 points. If you put up 70 points, your team should automatically win. But, I mean, they fucking lost. They traded away their second best scorer, TJ Warren, for cash considerations that they used to get Ricky Rubio and Aaron Baines. They draft, what was that guy who they drafted? I completely forgot who they drafted. Who did they draft, bro? Who did they draft? I know that they drafted someone. It was a Chuma. Yeah, hello?
Yeah.
Oh, you're there.
Yeah,
it's, I don't know. I don't even know who they drafted. That's how bad. And they drafted 11. They traded their 6th overall pick to the 11th pick. They could have used that to draft Jarrett Culver. They could have used that to draft.
Stupid as fuck.
They could have used that to draft Jarrett Culver or Bull or Darius Garland or Kobe White, who they needed. They needed a point guard who could spread. They needed a point guard who could help Devin Booker. That's the thing that they have lacked the past 3 years. That's the thing that they've lacked the past 3 years, literally. Kobe White could have been a great addition if they would have kept that pick. Who did they draft? Oh, I finally figured out. They drafted Cam Johnson, who's predicted to go as late as the 20th or the 35th pick. And they drafted him in the lottery. I personally think that the Suns are going to disappoint again like they always do. Devin Booker's going to average 27 points, and he's not going to make the playoffs, and he's going to ask for a trade. Who do you think is going to be the second worst team?
Wait, say that again?
Who do you think is going to be the second worst team?
The second team?
The second worst team. Like the 29th team.
There's plenty, but
or you can agree with me. You could just say like you can agree with me.
I think I agree with you a little bit. Yeah, I agree with you.
The 2018 to be the worst. This is actually a tough one though. I think the 28th worst team is gonna be the Cavs. Yes, my team is gonna go. Even though I wanted to put them as high as like 22 or something, they're probably gonna be mediocre again. They have Kevin Love, who doesn't even want to play. Darius Garland, who just got drafted. I don't know how that's gonna work out. Colin Sexton and Darius Garland on the same team. They did have probably the biggest steal of the draft, next to Bull getting drafted in the second round and drafting MPJ. No, not MPJ, KPJ. Kevin Porter Jr. with the 30th pick. And yeah, like I said, they're just probably going to be bad again. I mean, LeBron left them. Very sad time for me. And the state of Ohio, but yeah. You know what? You just have to deal with
what the fuck?
You just have to deal with something. Okay, we got distracted there. That's okay.
My guy, the fucking ball went up all up in the fucking air.
But yeah, the Cavs are gonna disappoint again. 27th worst.
I hope they fix
the 27th team. Shoot. The 27th team in the NBA. Well, this is also tough. I think I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Hawks. No, not the Atlanta Hawks. Not the Atlanta Hawks. This is hard.
Hold up, I'll be right back.
Wait. So LP4 is gone doing something. I'm not talking. I don't know, actually. I don't know who would be the 27th worst team. Those three were easy. Those three are going to be trash. I guarantee it. Oh, the 27th worst team, Charlotte Hornets. Like I said, Terry Rozier, 3-year, $50 million, awful. Making $20 million every season, awful. And the season that he's not making $20 million, he's making $19 million. They lost Jeremy Lamb, they lost Kemba Walker. They lost Frank Kaminsky. They lost basically half their young talent. Lost their best player. Lost probably their second best scorer. Overpaid someone who doesn't deserve to get paid that much money. Just a bad decision overall. Yeah, there's really nothing to say. They're just going to be bad. Probably going to be somewhere like 25 wins, I'd say. 25, 27 wins. 26th team. I'm going to go with the Wizards, okay? The Wizards. John Wall, torn Achilles, is not going to play this whole season. Bradley Beal's going to have to carry, but he might have a breakout year. Might. They do have IT. As you know, I'm a huge Isaiah Thomas fan, but like I said, he probably can't redeem himself. Oh, dude. And then the Wizards did draft Rui Hachimura. That was pretty good. That was really good. I honestly thought that he'd go to a team like the Bulls or the Cavs even. But no. Drafted by the Wizards. Good pickup. They have Mo Wagner. There's really nothing to talk about that team as well. So 26th team. The 25th team. This might be a shocker to a lot of you. I'm not surprised. The 25th worst team is probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be the Hawks. Trae Young and John Collins are probably gonna have a breakout year. DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish still needs to develop. They have a lot of young talent, and
that was a wet ass dunk. I'm being honest.
They just have a lot of young talent. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, I guess I'm just gonna wrap up that podcast right there. Part 2 will be out tomorrow. I gotta switch up the name for this, but yeah. Well, you'll see our beautiful voices tomorrow. As the podcast will end. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we're probably gonna talk about some life stories too, and continue my freaking rankings. Yeah. See y'all later, and make sure to watch out for tomorrow's video. It's about to be a banger.